if you think that that's kind of out of line, but
do you think drill music is bad for society?
Yeah, definitely.
How come?
Because people are in gangs killing each other, making songs about it, and making it sound super cool. And even me as like a 38-year-old fucking white man, I listen to it and I think that it sounds kind of cool, and I struggle with that. But definitely, I think it's probably, as much as I like listening to it, it's probably got to be a net negative for society, right?
Yeah.
Just
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Big MBKJ, and look, I couldn't agree more. I kind of do think drill music is bad for society. Um, just kind of like what it's like influencing on kids. Um, what I liked about this interview, to kind of go kind of like more in detail, like Adam being like a white guy and like the hip hop spare and everything. So I'm gonna like keep going.
just the romanticization of violence in general.
Do you think you helped make it look cool?
I don't know. I feel like when they're on a beat with a fucking 808 going crazy, and they're able to like rhyme and make.
Now, if you don't know, this is Adam22. He is, the owner of No Jumper, this whole brand. He has a lot of podcasts, has a lot of guests, has a lot of pretty much like a rap fan base. His platform is based upon rap, so he brings up artists, ex gang members, everything according to hip hop. And what I say, like, he makes it look cool. I mean, he makes it look entertaining. So I guess it could look cool if you think that's deemed entertaining. So, like, I mean, it kind of all depends on, like, the individual. Like, some people are going to see it as, like, entertainment. Some people are going to see it as, a how-to manual.
Make less sense that probably is, like, when it sounds coolest. Because they don't really talk about that in interviews, right? I mean, most of like all the Chicago like gang members or whatever, it's like the amount of like street shit you're gonna be able to get them to talk about in an interview is pretty minimal in comparison to the stuff that they're essentially saying.
Yeah, I don't think an artist is gonna go on a platform and just strictly talk about all the crimes they committed and everything. Like hopefully an artist thinks smart, but like interviews and blogs are known to like kind of put the artist in like a bad spot as far as like representing themselves to their fans and everything. But I'm gonna go to another section because he kind of like got off of this question, but they eventually circled back. Here's the response.
Back to what I was saying though, and I don't mean this in like a confrontational. I'm just actually wondering, like, do you feel any responsibility for like inflaming like gang beef by having so many gang members use this platform to promote themselves?
No, because I mean, I feel like this is a hip hop platform that long ago has kind of been clear to me that that's more or less the gist of what we're doing, And it's like when we have brought in, like, there was a long time where I didn't do any street shit, In the beginning, it was mostly like SoundCloud type stuff and more like avant-garde, internet shit. And then, over time, we bring AD and T-Rel and all these people in, and they're bringing more LA artists on and stuff. And, we do end up, we've gone more.
I mean, like, I feel like with Adam, his platform kind of just transform into like what it was. I mean, like what it is now. So it's like, when you have different hosts, you're bringing different representatives of your brand. They're gonna have their own little twist and everything that leave an impact on their brand. So it's like, on like the whole brand. So like, I think it kind of just eventually grew into that. I wouldn't say he had like a real ideal like impression he was gonna like leave off on like audience members.
Or in that direction, and like a lot of like it's also the direction rap's gone in.
Yeah.
In the sense that like, if anything, we have that conversation of like, do you see rap getting past the street stuff being the vast majority of hip hop at any point? And it's weird to me that people seem like they've kind of shut the door on that in their mind. I'm used to seeing hip hop be so cyclical over the years that to me it's kind of, I can imagine rap being less focused on that at some point. But it's like, if we're gonna accurately cover hip hop, I mean, that is a very large percentage of like, relevant hip hop music is.
Yeah.
Now let me know, what do you guys think? Do you guys think like hip hop is gonna like change? Because like, let's be honest, hip hop is like majority gangster rap. It all stems for that from the drill movement, and the trap and even like the SoundCloud and drug era, like it all kind of stems from like gangster rap. Do you see like hip hop like really turning into like a pop direction or R&B direction? Like, what do you guys think on that too?
Gang related, you know, when you look at like pretty much every scene that's coming up in America, whether it's like Chicago or Brooklyn or the Bronx or even like a lot of the stuff that's really popping out of Atlanta and stuff, I mean, it's pretty like unavoidable to be able to hit on people who are doing street stuff. Even if you don't know, you end up finding later that they're like the situation with YFN-Lucci and YSL. I mean, like when I interviewed YFN-Lucci, I had no fucking clue that his shit was like that, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I feels like you kind of have to, because there's so little in rap that doesn't also touch on street shit.
Do you feel like that?
And to be fair, like he is a white blog. Like he's the owner of a blog, and he's, you know, a white face. So, you know, typically a lot of these other hip hop blogs, you know, they're black led. You know, black owners are gonna get like more freedom to like kind of, you know, talk about the subject of like the culture, like, and fairly so. But, you know, I feel like he would be a whole different type of platform from all the other platforms if he didn't, you know, talk about like kind of like the same topics they kind of do.
The shift in that direction had to do with sort of the death of the SoundCloud era.
Well, I think when you look at SoundCloud rap, it was basically a lot of, and not 100% because there's like a lot of different stuff that fell under the SoundCloud umbrella or whatever. But if you look at like Lil Pump and Smoke Purple, to a lot of people, that's kind of like that was SoundCloud rap. I mean, they're talking about crazy ass, shoot 'em up, bang bang, street shit and drug shit. And the drug shit is for sure real, but the violent stuff, you know, it's more performative. I would ask.
And what Adam is trying to say too, like, look, these artists, when they talking about killing, kidnapping, and all that, you know, a lot of that's made up. A lot of that's just over exaggerated because, you know, it sounds good. Like the drug stuff for SoundCloud was like very real. Like, you know, they were taking as much as they were really talking about, it seemed like. But like, you know, homicides and all this stuff, like, you know, there's law for that. It's different from like just talking about addiction. But like when you're talking like huge crimes that serve 25 to life per one, like, you know, they're not doing it as much as they're talking about it.
Estimate for the most part, and then like right after them, you kind of see them get sort of like replaced by dudes like, you know, YoungBoy or Dirk and all these guys who realistically they've all got cases, they've all fucking, you know, it's out there that they're probably more in the streets than a lot of the SoundCloud dudes, you know?
Yeah.
And I think now at this point with the internet and stuff, it's like the expectation of authenticity is so strong that it's kind of like hard for you to imagine a rapper pop off talking about gangster shit unless he actually has something that he could like point to, some kind of proof or some kind of affiliation or whatever. It's like they kind of...
I definitely feel like artists nowadays have like that, you know, that strain of, does their audience think they're legit or, you know, credible about what they talk about? Because, like, you have white boy rappers like Slim Jesus, like, you know, once he told everybody he wasn't really about that life and he just making music, you know, people started, you know, violating, not listening, not believing, like, his persona.
I need that at a certain point because the audience is so trained to want to poke holes in your story.
So why do you feel like that change happened?
I think the audience just consistently just becomes more nuanced and more educated, and they know what they're looking at more and more. And
but look, this has been another conversation with your boy Big MBKJ, and look, let me know what you guys think. You know, like, comment, subscribe, and yo, let me hear the feedback. You know, right now we looking low on the views on YouTube, but it's cool, whatever. You know, I'm rocking with a few people that are tapping in. You know, I know that y'all here, so, you know, thanks for rocking with me, and I fuck with y'all. It's been your boy Big MBKJ, and I'm out.